Hi, welcome. It's Peg, and today I am doing a fast version from AJOS Sharing, which is my sister channel that I shall share with Chelsea. We do this each Thursday at 10:30 Central Standard Time, and today was all about collage components. So I'm just using some stencils and some papers and making some tags to collage into my journal. I have a number of papers. These are just things that I've created in the past, and I'm just using up things that I have in my stash to create page elements. Now, there are a lot of different things that you can do. I'm going to take an envelope and make some pockets for a page. I'm just going to collage some papers and things onto that envelope to make my pocket. And this happens to be a Stencil Girl stencil. It's one of the club stencils that you get 3 different stencils in a month. A 9 by 12, a 6 by 6, and a 4 by 4, I believe. That's part of the Stencil Club package. And if you're interested in that, go check out Stencil Girl. But I am just using some of their stencils because they're my favorites. And I'm using some of these collage papers. I was working in a butterfly journal, and I was thinking that some of these components could be used in that butterfly journal. Just roughing up the edges of some of this paper. Going to get out some of this Eyes Ink product. This is a new product from Seth Apter, and it's translucent, so you can see the images that are behind. And I thought that would be fun to use in my collage. So I have some corrugated paper and these collage papers, and now I'm dragging out an old library pocket, showing that you can use these library pockets as page components too in your collage. And I'm going to create a few tuck places on this library pocket. I'm having a little bit of issue because there is some glue on the back of some of this paper, and so I'm going to tuck it down inside, trim it out, and put another piece on and fold it up so that I create another place to tuck things on the front of this pocket. And we're talking with the audience about how things are being delivered. Now that we're in this isolation mode with the coronavirus, people are talking about how things are being presented on Facebook, how things are being presented on Zoom, how Google has a new product out that they are going to use for communication on Facebook. So, I think this has made people rethink about how we're connecting with other people. And that's where some of this stuff is coming from. So I'm grabbing some other glue. You can see that that bottle was kind of used up and not working real well. And I'm going to put some washi tape down around the edges of this. The glue has to dry, and when you're working in an hour and a half, you don't always have time for everything to wait and dry. So I thought I would glue that down and hold things in place and create my little library pocket to put that tag into. And I'm going to audition several different things. I was having difficulty finding just what I wanted to put on the tags and into the pockets that I was using. And so I will go back and forth, pulling out different collage elements. Now, I was looking through my papers. I have some different papers and different embellishments, and just trying to figure out what I wanted to put on here. In the end, I did not use this piece of canvas. Just didn't work out with the other components. But you can see, you can just pull out all kinds of things from your stash and use them in these pockets. So I have some die cuts and some wooden chipboard pieces and all kinds of things that can be used. I'm coloring these up with some um, archival ink, and in the end I decide I don't want to use those either. They just didn't work with the page, so I guess it wasn't a page, it was a pocket. So I changed my mind about what I'm going to use here. Now, if you like me, you have a whole bank of drawers that are full of collage components, and I'm talking about tags, decorated papers, watercolor papers, tissue paper, um, die cuts, collage papers that you've purchased, things that you've cut out of magazines. And so you see, I'm just flipping through things, trying to find what I think is going to work best on this tag. And, you know, in the long run, it could have been any number of things. I'm pulling things out and just showing you, you know, what they might look like if I chose a particular item out of my stash. And, you know, I end up picking out something entirely different from where I was headed in the first place. So, you know, you can do that as you play. You don't have to finish components. You can just have a stash of tags or a stash of die cuts or, you know, all these different things that we use in creating our journals and our art. These happen to be some from Art by Marlene, and I have some Dina Wakley pieces. I have some Diane Reevely pieces. I have some of my own papers here, some of my own cutouts, embellishments, you name it. It can all go on to collage components. And that's basically what we're talking about here, is how you can create some of these things to use in collage. And so I'm just finishing out this little tag with my Posca pen. I have a fine line white Posca pen, and I'm just tracing around those squares, and then I will get my black Posca pen and I will do a border on here. And then I will glue down this Art by Marlene component. Her legs got torn off, so I've got to draw some legs in. And then I'm going to look for another pen to write on here. Now, the glue is still wet, and I'm trying these pens. They're not working because the glue is still wet on there. So I'm back to the Posca pen, because what I want to do is outline this image. It kind of separates that image from the rest of the tag, and you know, keeps it as a separate element and makes it stand out from the background. So that little pocket is pretty much ready to go. And now I'm going to go back to the envelope, and I'm looking for the paper that I want to use on that envelope. I like this rusty piece, but I was looking for a second piece so I could cover the whole thing. And I thought maybe I would use this tissue paper, because then I could use this pocket in my butterfly journal. But it was getting towards the end of the show, and my energy was running down. I'd worked out in the yard quite a bit this week, and just really wasn't feeling a lot of what was going on here today. You know, when you're working live, sometimes things work out and sometimes they don't. So here I've covered that envelope, and now I'm looking it over and seeing how I want to make this. So I'm gonna fold that up. I'm gonna create several different pocket places for my collage component that's going to get placed on my page. So I'm trimming this down, making another tag to go in there, and then I will glue that part of the pocket down using some glue and some double stick adhesive. And there you can see I'm trimming out that tag so that it fits the pocket, trimming out those other tags so that they can go into the pocket behind. And then, you know, these can all be embellished. All of these tags can be embellished and put into your journal. So I'm going to create a hinge so that this piece can actually flip and you can add more to the back side. So I'm going to fold this piece of cardstock in half. I'm going to use both glue and double-sided adhesive to put that down. Just trim that out, get my glue, and then I realize, oh, I've got it on the wrong side. I want it on the other side, so I got to flip that around and then put my glue on there, and I can add my tags into a flip up that's going into my journal page. So I'm just showing, you know, it's getting towards the end here. I'm just showing the components that I've made so far. It's an hour-and-a-half show, and that means many times we don't get everything completed that we thought we might. So these tags are going to wait for another day, but they're in my journal and they're ready for me to do some more work. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you go and watch Shell and join us in the live show one of these days, because I'd like to hear from you and I'd like to chat with you. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you again next time. Remember to be kind, be safe, and share this with your friends. Bye for now.